happy to see all of you on a Friday, and we are going to be unveiling our new market center. First off, before I get started, the reason I'm offering this to all of you is because there was a need. I was frustrated with all of the technology solutions that I was seeing out there, and it was taking way too much time to do a flyer, to do a postcard. And I was having conversations with some of you saying, I met with my title company and I need to get this, I need to put money into marketing. And I'm like, why is this taking so dang long? It's taking way too long to get marketing done. And then I recognized I have a very talented marketing director, Lori, with me. And we put our heads together actually a couple months ago, and we're like, we've got to start interviewing some companies to see if we can build our own product. And so what we did is we worked with the company to build this out, and so that it works with all of the MLSs that we service. So if you are on the Spokane, or if you're in Gig Harbor, or if you're up in Yakima, the system works for all of that. I'm going to turn it over to Lori Palomino. She is our marketing director for Best Choice Realty, and she takes on all of the custom designs and the ins and outs and the discussion and the thought that goes around our marketing program. And I'm going to let her go ahead and do the demo. If you have questions as she's talking, we've muted so we don't have the background noise. But if you want to go ahead and chat away, Shannon will be monitoring the chat.
So I think what we want to do right now is just see exactly what this marketing center is going to offer for you. So I think you can see the front page here. When you get your email that gives you your temporary login, or actually your email address is your login and the temporary password, the first thing you're going to want to do is go in and make sure your profile is set up exactly the way you want it to be. So I'm going to just go over here and you can see, I'm going to walk through and show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on mine and I'm going to edit my profile. So it brings up all of the personal contact information. You've got all the fields, you can edit, whatever title you use, realtor, real estate broker. You can just make sure that your contact information is the way you want it to look. You have the option to add company information. That's where logos would go. Obviously the BCR logos. If you have custom branding, you would upload your own logo. If you have a team, you can add team information on there. And this is also where you would change your password to something personal. You can upload your headshots, make sure you do that. It's got a really great feature. You can upload it and you can actually edit your photo within the system. So definitely take advantage of that. If you have a few different headshots that you like, you can add additionals. So also a very cool feature. So the next thing after you've had that all set up is just kind of figuring out how you're going to use this product and what it has. So it's kind of interesting. There's two different ways you can navigate the site. You can either search by products. You can search by intentions, which is kind of an interesting thing. So if you're just hopping on here and you're like, I have a new listing, what's available to me just specifically for that type of marketing. So you can search by that and you can just go in and click on it. And it's going to just pull up all of the marketing products that would be associated with a new listing. So you can search by open houses, social media, sphere marketing, prospecting. So those are just the different ways you can search on the site. So I think I'm just going to start showing you what the products are like now. I'll start with flyers. That's probably the most common one that people need when they have a listing. This is just giving you guys an overview. So if you miss anything, it's a really intuitive program. So I'm just going to go into listing flyers. And I'm just going to click, as you can see, we have several designs. We have single-sided flyers, there are double-sided flyers. So one of the great things about this system is it's fully integrated with the MLSs. So you have this feature over here, you do MLS lookup. You would type in the MLS number exactly the way it's listed. The one exception to that would be with the Northwest MLS. Those numbers have to be preceded by an NWM. So you type in your MLS number, hit search. It's going to bring up it's going to just double check to make sure it's the correct address that you want. So there's the listing. It's going to double check, ask if I want to fill with that information, and it automatically populates into the flyer. So it's just going to pick the images probably in the order that you have them listed in the MLS, but you can go and you can click out to change a different photo. All the photos that you have are still available within this program. So I'm sorry, I can't see where I'm doing. You can then edit the photos from here. There's filters. You can fine tune them. You can crop them how you want. So really, there's a lot of things you can do just with the photos. Why am I? Sorry, everybody.
And there's single-sided and double-sided on the flyers.
Yes, there is. So when it pulls in the information, you do definitely want to double check your marketing remarks. It's just giving you a head start on this. It's not actually writing the flyer for you. So you'll want to go in and read your remarks to make sure. And also there's limited room on some of the flyers. So you're going to want to make sure that a sentence wasn't cut off. It's going to autofill exactly the amount of characters that that box is going to hold. So you definitely want to take the time to review that, make sure everything was brought in accurately. There's the back side. Once you have your profile set up, it's going to drop all of your information in there. That's another step that's going to save you some time. So, and again, you can edit these different areas with your remarks. You can copy and paste from your listing into this area. You just have to kind of watch your character count. So it's really pretty easy. It's pretty convenient. Once you've gotten your flyer done, you've decided you like the way it looks, you can download it. You just need to save it by whatever name you want. You can download it with a PDF that you're going to print yourself. You can have it printed as a PDF with crop marks if you have a printer that you work with. So I'm just going to do the standard PDF and it's going to download it for me.
I think some people like to email this out to their databases too, which would be awesome. There's a PNG file that you could easily embed into an email. So either to print, I think that takes you 10 minutes at most.
Yep. So then it's just going to bring up your flyer in whatever program. Mine opens in Acrobat, but then you can just print it from wherever you want. You also have the option if you want to print and ship. The print pricing is over here, so you can see what you're looking at to have them print them and ship them to you. You can share. You can then email that to your email list. You can upload your contacts. And you can also save it if it's a flyer that you want to come back to and edit at a later date. You can do that as well.
Maybe if you have a price change, that would be
right.
something.
Yeah, it's really great for price changes. You could just quickly go in there, edit the price, and then you're good to go.
What's the pick color, Lori? Is that where I can change it so it's not teal? It's a different color. Sorry.
Yeah, you do have a color picker. Yes. So if you want to
go more
in black, you want to go with the dark gray. So it has all of our Best Choice Realty colors loaded in there. Also, if you're part of the Realtor Association, you can actually turn that logo on or off. There's different versions. You can have it be for 2 agents or a team. So lots of different features just within the products themselves. So that's just a brief overview of flyers. You're definitely going to want to get in there and look at them yourselves and see everything you can do. The other one that I want to show you next would be postcards. Postcards are very easy to do within the system. So again, you just choose whichever. You have different sizes. They have small or large with QR codes or without. So I'm just going to choose the large. Same standard thing. You can pick your color. You can use your MLS lookup. There's a front and back to design. But this time we're deciding instead of having it downloaded, we're going to direct mail ship it. So if I have an existing list, I can upload my list here.
This would be like my sphere of influence. Maybe I want to send them a little piece of what I'm doing in the mail. It's pretty powerful.
Yep. So it's going to ask me to proof it just to make sure I like the way it looks.
The delivery times, you guys, are 3 to 5 days, so it's very quick.
Yeah, it is very quick for postcards. So then I would upload my list here. So if I don't have a list and I just want to ship it from within the system, I'm going to use the address mapping tool, which is also a very cool thing. So you're purchasing a mailing list. Comparable pricing to what you would purchase from a title rep. So if I just use the office address here, I can either do it by points or a radius. I'm just going to do a radius around here. I'm going to click count so I can see how many postcards I'm going to be sending. So I've got 107 there. I accept. And then I can see which I'm purchasing 107. I also then own that mailing list. So you pay for it, you pay for the printing and shipping, but then the list belongs to you and you can store saved lists. So also another great feature, you can pay for it right inside the website. It's just going to have your credit card information. You can store it if you'd like to, whatever you would like to do, but you can basically do everything within the website from start to finish. So you can have a postcard done and mailed within less than 10 minutes. So pretty cool. The next one, I'm just going to kind of go over just some of the printed materials that are available. Sorry, my internet's moving a little slow.
And you guys, if you have questions, go ahead and chat. That's great. Keep them coming as we go through it, because she's going to go through all of the different options here. And then we'll open up for
So if you have some higher end listings, there are brochures that you can do. So you can have a 4-page brochure. You can do those. You can have those printed, shipped, download, have a printer do them, whichever you would like to do. They've got pretty much any type of brochure you can imagine. There's several designs. So social media, that's another biggie. People, it's really easy on this system to just open one of the designs that we have. Go to the MLS lookup. So it just drops all the information in for this open house social media. So I can either download it and I can use it, post it however I want to that way, or I can share it. You can either post directly to Facebook. If you're posting to Instagram, you can just send it to your phone. So you can text it right to yourself. Put in your phone number and it's going to show up on your phone. And so you can quickly post it from there. So make social media very easy. Quick, fast, easy. You have something you need to do, you can just get it done. This is probably one of the cooler things that I think that you guys can do. They call them a listing showcase. You can think of it as a single property website. Very easy to build. You can actually publish it straight from here, and so it'll be online. So again, we can just create our website, bring in my information. And I can edit these pages on the website.
Yes, and I realize Chime has their own listing showcase. This would be something that you would do if you were not using Chime. So yeah, this would be a nice add-on for something like showcasing your website.
So you can preview it. So at that place, if you wanted to, shorten this, make that address area shorter so it's on one line, you can do that. You can go back to editing. So that would be the time that you would make any changes for that. Once you're happy with it, you hit save. Name your file, and we're going to save and publish. So then we've got, basically this is the URL. So you can copy that link, you can email it to somebody. You can view your showcase. It's actually online. It's online currently, so it's just been published.
And you should be giving yourself attribution rather than giving some other, you know what I'm talking about, other companies. I see a lot of that still on Facebook and Instagram. We're basically reposting somebody else's company link. And I'm not going to name any names. You know what I'm talking about. So you control your listing and your website, your link, all of that with the listing showcase.
So you can also set your deactivation date. It's going to automatically deactivate, and I believe it's 60 days, 30 to 60 days. I have to double check that for sure. But if you have a single property site and it's online and the property sells, you can just go in and deactivate it. Just delete it, whatever you want to do. So you can control how long it stays up. But once you have this created, then you can also just generate a QR code from any free QR code site, and then you can add that then to your postcards or in your flyers. So it kind of is just another way to kind of spread the marketing out a little broader. Presentations, you do have presentations in here. I know we do have Best Choice Realty presentations as well that you can download from our site, but if you want something a little different, you can take a peek at these. You have a desktop and a mobile version. These are pretty lengthy presentations. If you look at the grid view, you can see how many pages there are. The great thing is you go through and you're like, oh, I don't love that page. I'm going to delete it. So you can go through and kind of customize it and make it your own, working with the pages that are already here. You can customize the content within it. So if you wanted to take the time, you could have a truly customized presentation, just have it saved and it's ready to go every time you need one. So you can, and also the fact that you can use it on desktop or mobile makes it kind of a neat thing. And again, just go to that grid view and you can edit anything you want. You can put in your bio here. So it's really kind of a nice feature. And you can make it as short as you want. If you just want a real simple one, delete a bunch of pages. So it's pretty much whatever you want to do with it. So videos, you have the chance to do some videos that you can send out to your sphere. If you go to the category, that's consumer facing. Obviously, you kind of want to preview these videos, but you can see.
This is beautiful. It's way.
So you kind of get the idea. You can then create so that the header image is what will preview on your video there. So your image, your information. So then when you can download the video then as an MP4, so you can post it to your social media, you can email it out. So that's a pretty cool feature there. You've got a lot of letters you can choose. People are doing a lot of traditional marketing now, sending letters out to their sphere. So this just kind of gives you a head start. So they have 3 categories. So this is just a simple home value opinion letter. You can use it as is. It's written the content for you. You can also edit that to make it your own. Very easy to do. So change it up, use it just as is if you're in a hurry, but they're there for you. Again, these you can download, you can print or ship, or you can actually direct mail these as well. So if you have your sphere list uploaded into your account, then you can email them out very easily. If you were just targeting a neighborhood, you were doing some farming, you can then also purchase that list and then you can farm to that same area over and over and over again. So that we've got
The prospecting letter is awesome. I mean, we've used that one already. Yeah.
Yep. So just different types of marketing letters available that you can modify to make your own, or you've got a head start and they're all pre-written for you. So newsletters. They have a print version and they have a digital version that you can email out. The content does change out monthly, so you can You could edit the content. I wouldn't suggest doing that because you kind of have to be careful about the amount of characters you have. It's just basically, it's a very simple newsletter, but just something to get in front of somebody in your sphere if you're just trying to keep top of mind. There's a category that has helpful documents. There's open house documents here, a feedback form, multiple open house comparison chart. They've got a category that's just infographics, so things that you can just give to your sellers, buyers, just additional information you can email out. It just gives you more content that's easy to get very quickly. They even have door hangers, so you can, this is great that you can obviously use these. People are doing more open houses these days, so that's a nice thing to be able to, you know, brand to yourself and print and have shipped to you. And then the final thing that we have as far as the products, they do have a Spanish marketing section. We are hoping to get other languages at some point. They are not available now, but they are going to be at some point. Cross our fingers, it's not too long, but that is something in the works. We have been told that you can copy Chinese characters into the body of any of the marketing pieces. So that is something you can do. And that's just kind of a general overview of the products that you have. Into the bottom here in the footer, you've got some information. It just kind of gives you a little more information about the MLS integration, the address mapping tool, the marketing package, which is actually a very cool thing. Once you have your account set up, if you have a new active listing, once it gets on the market and it's active, you're going to be emailed with a package of these marketing pieces already put together for you. Obviously, they need to be edited to personalize them, double check your marketing remarks, that type of thing, but it's going to pre-package them for you. So it's, again, just a little head start on something that you need to get done. There are postcard campaigns if you want to do a series of direct mails. The support, encourage you, if you have anything that you need to contact support about, they will get back to you within 24 hours. You can contact them either via email or right within the system. If you're in a flyer and you have a question about that particular flyer, you can contact support directly through that. All of the print pricing is listed, so you can kind of see what you're looking at if you decide to opt to have them print and ship. And then there's also some helpful videos that will give you just kind of, they goes over how to purchase a mailing list again. I just briefly went over it using the listing showcase, sending to your phone, launching a video. So just some information that probably is a little broader than what I went into today. So that's just kind of the overview of what we've got. Obviously, like I said, it's got a lot here. I would definitely take the time once you get your account set up to go in and look at everything. If you have a listing that you can just work with that, work with the MLS integration, practice getting photos in and out. I mean, the whole idea is it's a great tool, but it's not super fun. If you're in a rush and you're trying to do something, you need to get it done quickly and you're not familiar with it. So the key to having this work for you is to understand it, be comfortable with it, and have everything set up. So when you're in a hurry, it's not going to create any stress in your world. It's actually going to be a good thing. So that pretty much covers it. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask about the product?
We've got quite a few questions, Lori. So
yeah,
I think what
I've got some that came through the chat that I think are important to kind of just go through real quick. So we had several questions regarding custom branding. So if I have a DBA assumed name with best choice or have my own logo, you know, how do I suppose pre-populate that? I think this probably was part of the beginning of our call, but I think it's worth just kind of reminding some people. Yeah.
So within your profile, that's where you can add your logos. So if you have a DBA, you're not going to use the best choice logos. You're just going to upload your own logo, which is why we opted to have all of the branding. You can use that color picker. Obviously, we can't have your personal colors in there, but we have obviously black, gray, So at least it will coordinate if you have particular branding colors. So unfortunately, it cannot be customized site-wide for your color branding, but you can upload your logo and you can just turn the templates to a neutral color so everything kind of matches. And if you're a co-brander, you can actually, there are several templates that allow 2 logos. So you can have best choice and your own personal logo. So you pretty much, your bases are covered with all of that type of stuff.
Perfect. And then we had another question. I think if you can just reiterate the MLS integration, even if you have to show it, Lori, but how that works, I suppose, when you've got a listing. And this is, I think, one of the big things that differentiates this program from like a Canva product is that when you have a listing, you just need the MLS number and it will pre-populate everything for you.
So all you have to do is have your MLS number. You just click on the MLS lookup. And if you have,
I've got one here for you, Lori, if you want to use it, but it's, let's see. Just so you guys can see how quickly this goes. MLS number is
this Northwest MLS?
Yeah, this will be Northwest MLS.
So don't forget the NWM.
NW.
But if you're in Spokane, you don't need the NWM. You'll just put the numbers with the dash.
I've got one I can just pull up here, Shannon, if you don't.
Okay.
So you type in the MLS number, just hit search. It's going to pull up if there's any other MLS numbers that match this same, it's going to pull up just to verify that it's the correct one. So double check the address, you click on it, you say yes, and it drops everything in. And again, these pictures, you can change them out. You can edit the marketing remarks. Different templates have different types of space. Some of them have room for bullets. Some of them just have room for marketing remarks. So you can kind of, I mean, look at all the different types of templates. Not everyone is going to appeal to you. Some of them, you know, if you have favorites that you get used to using really quickly, that's even better.
Yep. And I did test this for you guys. I think like I literally just printed this from, our computer here and just to see how fast this would go. And Lori's right. It takes about 10 minutes. I went through, tweaked it. I was like, okay, let's make this photo, brighten it up a little bit just so it matches with other photos a little bit better. But I'm ready to go. I've got my flyer. I can go to my house and put this in the listing, within basically 10-15 minutes from when I started.
And I think you would be doing an hour if we were using another product, right?
Yep. And I think, Lori, before you switch around, I had a couple questions about people with couple agents. So we have a lot of people that are working in partnerships and teams and things like that too. So if you go to
you have a
flip to the
specific
back
lender,
page so they can see.
Yep. Or a lender maybe that you like co-brand with.
So I chose to have 2 agents. You click on the version, there's single agents, 2 agents, or a team. And then
can you show him like if you just select it, how it'll automatically change it? There you go. So it'll automatically change these templates to have 2 agents. So I think that answers your question, Rick.
So 2 agents, yep, and team.
Yep, perfect. And then another question we had was about the mailing farming, which I think you can, we mentioned earlier, but if you have your own list, you can use that list within the postcards and the letters. There's a lot of products that are in here that can be mailed. If you have
you're able to upload your list, and it will actually send you a sample of how you need to format your list. So you can then upload it right within the system. You can download an example.
Yep. Okay. And then I think that's most of the questions that came through the chat, Rochelle. So is there anything else I missed that maybe someone texted you or something?
Let me just check my text. Memorial Day, is there a Memorial Day? I think a lot of people, that would be a good one to kind of play with on social media. Can we kind of look at that, Lori?
I don't know if they specifically have, well, there's Memorial Day right there. So yes, you have a category for holidays. So
that's beautiful. Great.
You've got something you can pull up there.
So that took like 2 minutes. You just had to look for Memorial Day. There's all kinds of holidays.
Yep. There's a big selection of holidays within there for the social media.
Or the Father's Day that's coming up in June. So there's plenty of options there that you can use.
Yep. And then I think with the social stuff too, it's quick. I mean, you can basically have the image texted to you so you can post it on Instagram, on Facebook. I know a
Mhm.
lot of our agents are doing that with, just sold, just listed, and they're wanting to put those on their social media. It's very quick to get those things on
Yeah,
there. So
very quick.
yeah.
I think
Post it up, choose whichever
people
one
pay
you like.
money for somebody to do those types of things for them per
Yep.
month. So you don't need that anymore. Sometimes you can shed some of that extra weight if you know that the product has some templates you can work with.
Yep. So there you go. It's
It's
super
just that quick. And then I'm going to share it. I'm either going to share it to Facebook or I'm going to send it to my phone and I can have it on Instagram within seconds. So, and you can email it out as well. You can, you have your email, you can add contacts and then you can email it out to your sphere as well. So kind of use this for a dual purpose.
Okay. I think I got through most of the questions. If you have a specific question, if you want to unmute your line, it's *6 or just hit the unmute button.
Or
Is
you
there
can keep chatting and I will ask them for you if you're shy. So don't worry about that.
Lori, what are you going to do with all your free time?
Well, actually, this really probably won't affect any sort of, people are still going to need custom branding and please continue to come to me for that. Obviously, this is a template-based product that's going to serve the needs of probably 99% of the time, but there may be something that you want that's incredibly unique or something very, very specialized. And so then, yes, feel free to reach out to me to do custom branding as well. The other thing that you can think about is if you do have, like, you want to do a multi-page booklet or a brochure from in here, but you don't have the time, you can feel free to reach out to me. I can actually work within your own system just for a setup fee, and I can still assist you in that way as well. So I'm not going anywhere and I'm still here to help you guys, but it also allows you guys to do, put out some nice quality work yourselves pretty quickly. So
yeah, we're very excited about it. Lori and I have been using it for a couple months now and worked out some of the bugs with the developer, and we're definitely ready for prime time. So if you do have any questions or concerns, you're welcome to reach back at Lori or at me or Shannon so that we can consider some upgrades and some updates. But for the time being, I think at this point, when people ask me, where do I spend money? The people that are not having the deals are the ones that are not investing in prospecting and doing these types of things. And if we're offering this to you as a company, I think that we provided everything we need to get the word out that you're in real estate, that you are very active, and it's working really well for me and for Shannon already. So,
well, and I would just say the vast majority of everything that you can do in here, you can use digitally. So there's virtually no cost involved. I mean, it's free. You can email, you can have a single property website, you can blast it on social media. I mean, there's nothing you can't do that absolutely costs you nothing. But if you want to do some more traditional marketing, then you also can do that in a one-stop place as well. So I think it does actually cover all the bases. There's really not a hole in it that I've been able to see. We're pretty much what most real estate brokers want to do for marketing.
Yep.
Where do the printed materials come from? Like for lead time purposes, do we have an understanding of, I know when we've compared to other products, Lori, it's a lot faster. I mean, sometimes to the point where it's even almost same day, it takes a couple days to ship.
Yeah, it will give you the range when you click into print and download. It's going to, on that screen, it's going to give you an idea of the delivery. The postcards go out extremely quickly. For the flyers, you're pretty standard. I think most people probably would print their flyers locally. Just pay attention to what the lead time says when if you check out that. I can't tell you exactly how quickly everything ships, but I think you can imagine that something like a booklet or a brochure is going to have a longer lead time than, say, a postcard. Right. So that's just fairly typical industry-wide. Cost-wise, absolutely right in there with any other of the online services. If you've used Corefact, Bear Printing Broker, yeah, they're all the similar, and obviously postage is postage. So I think the pricing is great or comparable to anything you're going to find elsewhere. But that said, you can download printer files if you work with somebody locally, which is another option that you have.
I know there's a guy in our office who's like, I use this guy in Fall City and he's so good. And you could still use that printer. You just send them the file and then say, please have those available. And I can swing in and pick them up. So we're not trying to go away from that local. We're just trying to make it easy for all of you when you're out there in the business doing the deals. We shouldn't be spending a whole day making flyers and making marketing materials. We should be getting that stuff out. Can we add text to templates? Lori, that was another question.
You can edit the text areas. So when what you see as far as in a template, that is the areas that you cannot create a new text box. So no, you cannot do that, but you can work within the text boxes that are provided.
Okay. Shannon, that's it
So,
for me.
Just as an example,
Yeah.
I mean, I can edit this text. I don't have to use the MLS lookup feature. I can put whatever text I want in there. I just have to work within the space that we have. So on these, you can switch out the logos. You don't, can you move items around? No, you can't. And that actually makes it easier for most people. So they are, what you see as far as the areas that pull up on the template, you can edit, but moving stuff around, no.
Okay, very good. All right.
Yeah, I think that honestly, I think once you start and get in there and look around yourselves, I think you're going to find it's got a lot of great things. So hopefully it's very useful for everybody.
Anything else, Shannon, from you?
Nope. I think we're in good shape. So thanks, you guys. I hope you guys like it and have fun playing with it this weekend.
Yeah,
I know that
and
this is
honestly, yeah, give us your feedback. I'd love to hear if you're happy with it, if something is really great, if something isn't great, just let me know. I'd love to hear all of it.
Okay. Thanks for taking the time. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Have a good weekend.